I think no question, rain coming in, the possibility of lightning, the possibility of a complete show worth of overtime, like all that played into a factor.
Denny Hamlin has unleashed a brutal assessment of NASCAR officiating following the controversial handling of Cody Ware's 93-mile-per-hour crash at the Chicago street race. The Joe Gibbs Racing veteran didn't hold back on his Actions Detrimental podcast, directly challenging NASCAR's explanation for their 35-second delay in throwing the caution flag and suggesting that weather concerns may have influenced the timing of their decision. Hamlin's explosive comments have reignited the debate about NASCAR's commitment to driver safety versus race management.
He's been locking up a lot of corners I see on the TV, so he probably just got a flat spot on the left front. And we're in the tires.
The controversy erupted during lap 74 of the Grant Park 165 when Cody Ware's number 51 Ford suffered a catastrophic brake failure approaching turn 6. What happened next has the entire NASCAR establishment under intense scrutiny. Ware slammed into the tire barriers at a bone-chilling 93 miles per hour, sending his car careening through the safety barriers in a crash that could have had devastating consequences. But here's where the real controversy begins. NASCAR officials waited an inexcusable 35 seconds before throwing the yellow flag. During those crucial moments, race leader Shane Van Gisbergen crossed the start-finish line to take the white flag, meaning the race would end under the next flag condition. By the time NASCAR finally acted, it was too late to give fans the overtime finish many believed the situation demanded. Hamlin's reaction was nothing short of explosive. On his Monday podcast, the veteran driver didn't mince words about NASCAR's handling of the situation.
Again, this was not a good officiated race.
Like the Cody Ware one should be an instant yellow, right?
No question about it. That was a massive hit. You have got to throw the caution immediately.
The experienced competitor continued his relentless assault on NASCAR officiating, making claims that have stunned the racing community.
They're saying they didn't see how big the hit was. That, I don't understand that. You are not doing your job as officiating if you don't see, it's one thing to look over and say, oh, there's a car over there.
Hamlin's accusations go far beyond simple officiating incompetence. He's suggesting that NASCAR officials either failed in their basic duties or made a calculated decision to avoid overtime. Both scenarios that would represent serious breaches of the organization's responsibilities to drivers and fans. The most damning aspect of Hamlin's critique involves NASCAR's explanation for the delayed caution. NASCAR officials claimed they were unaware of the severity of Ware's impact and were hoping he could extract himself from the situation. Hamlin finds this explanation completely unacceptable. "You are not doing your job as officiating if you don't see," Hamlin emphasized, highlighting what he sees as a fundamental failure in NASCAR's safety protocols. The implication is clear. If officials can't immediately assess the severity of crashes, then the entire safety system is compromised. But Hamlin didn't stop there. He ventured into conspiracy territory, suggesting that external factors influence NASCAR's decision-making process.
I'm very certain in my belief that there was a lot of factors, some bad weather really close that played a factor in when that caution was called.
The weather factor Hamlin mentioned adds another controversial dimension to the situation. Rain and lightning were approaching the Chicago area, and an overtime restart could have created a logistical nightmare for the sanctioning body. Hamlin believes this influenced the timing of the caution flag, essentially suggesting that NASCAR prioritized convenience over proper officiating.
Yeah, I think regardless of what they tell you, I think no question, rain coming in, the possibility of lightning, the possibility of a complete show worth of overtime, like all that played into a factor, in my opinion.
Painting a picture of an organization more concerned with avoiding complications than ensuring fair competition. The crash itself was absolutely terrifying. The impact was so severe that it immediately raised concerns about driver safety, making NASCAR's delayed response even more inexcusable. The driver's radio communication during the incident was equally chilling. Ware could be heard saying, "Need help," over his team radio, a desperate plea that should have immediately triggered a caution flag from any competent officiating crew. Hamlin's criticism extends beyond this single incident to broader concerns about NASCAR officiating consistency. He referenced similar controversial decisions from previous races, implying that the Chicago incident is part of a troubling trend rather than an isolated mistake. Shane Van Gisbergen, who won the race, was caught in the middle of this controversy through no fault of his own. While Hamlin acknowledged that the fair winner was SVG, he maintained that proper officiating should have resulted in an overtime finish that could have changed the outcome. Hamlin's willingness to speak out against NASCAR represents a significant moment in the ongoing tension between drivers and the sanctioning body. As a veteran driver with significant influence in the garage area, his words carry considerable weight and could pressure NASCAR to address these officiating concerns. The implications of this controversy extend far beyond a single race. Driver safety is the cornerstone of NASCAR's operation, and any perception that officials are compromising safety for convenience could have serious consequences for the sport's credibility. Fan reaction to the incident has been overwhelmingly negative toward NASCAR. Social media erupted with criticism of the delayed response, with one particularly pointed comment stating, "This sport has been around for 75 years, and you can't have designated officials for each turn area of the track. Wow, be better." Cody Ware, thankfully, emerged from the violent collision without serious injury. He was evaluated and released from the infield care center, but the emotional impact of the crash and the delayed response has resonated throughout the garage area. Ware expressed frustration not just with the crash, but with the lost opportunity, as he had been making progress through the field before the brake failure.
In that car going into turn 6, so super frustrating because it's not been the best year for us. So to be able to show up here, me not having run this race the past 2 times and feeling like we had good pace in the car, heartbreaking, but I think it's still a day that we can build off of, especially going into another road course race next weekend with the Sonoma. So hopefully we can take our notebook from this weekend. And
Hamlin's comments have reignited discussions about NASCAR's overall approach to race management and safety protocols. The organization has faced criticism in recent years for inconsistent officiating, particularly regarding late race cautions and penalty assessments. This latest controversy adds fuel to the fire and may force NASCAR to reevaluate their procedures. As the NASCAR season continues, all eyes will be on how officials handle similar situations in future races. Hamlin's powerful condemnation has ensured that this controversy won't be easily forgotten, and NASCAR may be forced to implement changes to restore confidence in their officiating standards. The sport's credibility depends on fair, consistent, and safety-focused officiating, and this incident has raised serious questions about whether NASCAR is meeting those standards. Do you think Denny Hamlin is right to call out NASCAR's delayed response to Cody Ware's crash? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you agree with Hamlin's criticism, subscribe for more NASCAR news and share with fellow NASCAR fans.